I just snorted to start the show. Well done. How are you? Wade's already yelling at me. Father Wade. Okay, let's get this shit show on the road. Entertain me, keep me awake. He is old, so I will try and do my best, mister. Before each show, I don't really, I'm unaware of whether I believe in God or not. I'm not quite sure. Is there something up there? I don't know. Maybe not. I talk to something out there or a universe. I don't know. But I always say to the universe, yo, give me a good show. Just help me be funny. Give me the right words. And let's go kick some ass and entertain the people. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Welcome. It's Bondzee Live on Tripping with Bondzee. Live from California, as per usual lately. Lots of big news coming up. I got my big interview next week. We're also on my YouTube channel, Tripping with Bondzee, and the Dean Blundell Network. You can find us all over the place. Welcome. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight. I'm all over the map. I'm just so excited. Got some great guests. Ryan Lindley, co-host. I'd say co-CEO, too, of that place because I met Miss Lindley tonight for the first time, and we certainly know who runs the show over there and wears the pants, and it ain't Ryan. Folks, going to be a great one. Those two are a pisser. We spent the last 20 minutes chit-chatting away and having some laughs. Mrs. Lindley caught me singing away a couple times. I didn't even know she was there. So there's that. Ryan did too. What else? We got my boy Nick Reed, Blue Jays guru. Will be coming up towards the end of the show. We'll talk some Blue Jays to end out Bondzee Live. And listen, it's been what a great weekend for sports, wasn't it? Holy shit. You had the Ryder Cup, the Blue Jays, aforementioned, won 2 big games Saturday, Sunday. We'll talk about that with Nick coming up later. We're going to get right into it with Mr. and Mrs. Lindley from the Sheeple Shepherd. I never fucked that up, and I just failed. The Sheeple Shepherd podcast. There we go. Sheeple Shepherd podcast. Love that. Love that name. Love that show. Love those guys. From the fellow Hamiltonians, by the way. Oh, my goodness. Double snort there. What's with all the snorting tonight, dude? Fuck. I haven't been drunk or anything. Maybe I didn't smoke enough weed. I don't know. Should we call a timeout and play a video? I need to go get more high. Oh, me mom must be so proud right now. Sorry, Mom. Gregory Scott, why do you always have to smoke that marijuana? I just don't understand. Well, Mom, it's because it really makes me feel better, and it's better than chugging wine out of a bottle 24/7, isn't it? Well, Gregory, I don't understand why you have to have any vices. Well, because sometimes, Mom, life's hard, and I'd rather smoke pot than be raging alcoholic, which I was. And I'm doing much better, thanks for asking. Or, popping heroin in my veins or cocaine. Now I just smoke the marijuana. Oh, Gregory, I would just wish you wouldn't do any drugs. It's just not that good for you. I never did it. I know, Mom, but you should. That's enough. No more snorting. Not even a big snorter laugher. I don't know what it is tonight. It's a weird day. I guess I may be happy because I'm pain-free today, first time. Saturday, I went from not being able to move off the couch. Missed Ohana Fest this weekend, free pass from a lovely friend of mine. Turned it down. Saturday morning, I woke up with debilitating pain. Couldn't even move. Never even left this bus the entire day. In fact, my neighbor, my nice friendly little neighbors over there, they called me and said, yo, are you alive? We haven't seen you at all today. Yeah, literally Saturday was a nightmare, and I had to give up Ohana Fest tickets to see Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder, so many other great bands. Like, I was pissed. For me, Bondzee, to not go there, I was struggling, and the struggle was real. And but today was fucking it's night and day. Read some scripts today, got to sit down and read them, didn't have to stand up. That's a huge bonus. One day at a time. I'm not going to get too excited because we played this game before, but I think we're heading in the right direction. I texted Ian and told we had a little chat today, and I said, dude, because he's making fun of me because he's like, oh, I'm so glad. I told him I'm pain-free one day, and he's like, oh, see, the vaccine works and you're pain-free now. No, that's not it. Not even maybe. I said because 2 days ago, I'm getting a Skype sexy thing on Skype. They're relentless. That junk calls on Skype. Jesus Christ. Tracy Floyd. Don't know who she is, but she wanted to have sexual time with Bondzee on Skype just now. Dear, oh dear. What else? I forget what I was just talking about. Oh, pain free. Anyways, yeah. So I missed a whole Ohana Fest. Dean made fun of me because I didn't go, and I didn't find it funny because what I've gone through is not funny. He seems to think it is, but you know, and I almost wish he went through this, but I don't wish this upon anybody. So I won't wish that upon Dean. Through why my teeth hurts or my toofies hurts. And he fucking guy, it took him 3 months to go to the dentist. And I finally went and he's like, oh shit, that wasn't so bad after all. I'm a pussy. Calls me a pussy for getting a fucking vaccine that changed my life for the last almost 5 weeks. And he's sitting here complaining about going to a dentist. Come on, dude. Really? Anyways, I'm glad you went. Glad you manned up, pulled your tampon out. Good for you. Brad Hopper says, poor Wade. Hopefully he hangs in there. What's wrong with Wade? I'm missing stuff. I'm sorry. I missed all the comments so far because I don't shut the hell up sometimes. Brad, thanks for watching. Gwen, thanks for watching. I love you guys. You guys are the best. What else we got? Okay. Let me see here. I got to scroll over to the other page. We already did that, Bondzee. We already talked about that. Oh, Tripping with Bondzee. www.trippingwithbondzee.com is finally launched. Finally. Really? You did it, Greg. Way to go. As my kids would say, way to go, Greg. Way to go. I really did it. It's up. You guys can go check it out. All my blogs are there. They're very entertaining, I might add. It's up to you to decide, I guess. I wrote them. I posted them. You go check it out. Merch is coming soon. There is some items up on the page. We're having a problem getting it launched. Stop yelling at me. You're not even my real mom. But we're close, okay? And listen, motherfucker's a one-man show mostly. Manager Jason's helping me out when he can. Guy's a great help. But soon, okay? You can go peruse. Nice word, Gregory. You can go, there we go. There's some, I don't think that one's up there yet, but it's coming shortly. But there is a bunch of other merch up. She's up there, of course, because I love my little intern. She's a cutie. and every time I put her up and Buddy puts her up, I always, somebody either messages on here or I got private messages after the show saying, Bondzee, who's that? Might I have her number? You might not. Not a chance. So there, but go and peruse the items and get all excited for it. Get amped up, fired up, and then you can go get it later this week. Spend your money and help Bondzee out. It's lonely on the road, and maybe some gas money. I could go to another town. Just kidding. I have my own fucking gas money. Thanks. Gregory Scott, why do you have to swear on your show? It's your mom again, and I'm sick and tired of it. I'm going to turn this rubbish off if you keep swearing like that. Fuck. Sorry, Mom. Sorry. Okay, what else? I am feeling better today. Thanks for asking. Anyways, sports. I love sports. Oh, by the way, did I mention it cost $811 to go see the doctor here for her to tell me my arm wasn't infected on the outside and that the pain would magically go away one day? And she put 2 needles in me bum and vamooshed me off. $811. Fuck, should have been a doctor. I would have been the worst doctor in the world. But I should have been a doctor. Or a lawyer. But fuck lawyers. I hate lawyers. I just hate every one of them. Sorry if you're a lawyer and listening. I'm sure you're a good person on the inside, maybe. Your mom might like you. That's about it. Oh, let's talk about that, shall we? Thank you, Mr. Because I was getting to my next note, and I was just about to say it, but then you saved me. It's not that you saved me, but I was close. Listen, you motherfuckers are cruel. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Everybody, oh yeah, Bondzee, dude, just shove the hottest chip down your gullet on live air, and we would love to see your pain and suffering. Yes, please. You guys are sadistic fucks. Because 97% of you was like, yep, yeah, do it, please do it. But then God bless the 3% of you That talked me out of it. Because the rest of you, you're getting the double gun salute right there. Because I'm not doing it. I thought it'd be funny. Probably would have been funny. Oh, in fact, I know it would have been funny. But I eat enough hot food in the day. For those who know me know this. And my son's like, Brad was on this bus for 3 weeks, and I'd offer him a jalapeno out of a jar every single day. And I'd proceed to have 2 or 3. And he goes, Dad, you're fucked. Literally, just jalapeno out of the jar. No big deal. Or even out of the bag, the hot ones. You know, just yummy. And then I'd be on fire for about 10 minutes. And my son is like, why do you do that? I don't know. It's like, I can't remember who I had this conversation with. I think it was my buddy the other day. I was like, it's a rush. It is. It's kind of a weird rush. Brad Hopper says, I'll never judge Wade. That does indeed sound like a real bag dropper, dragger. Yeah. Anyways, I love jalapenos, and I eat them every day. And then I also take, true story, I have a fetish for horseradish, the creamy kind. Sounds so wrong. I'm setting myself up here so bad. I know. Creamy horseradish out of the jar on my finger, and just delicious. It really is. So for me to go and eat a hot chip on top of all that madness, and then I put hot sauce on everything I eat. So to put a Carolina Reaper and a scorpion pepper into my mouth, a few people saved me and said, Bondzee, you've been through kidney stone pain. You've been there. That will kind of ruin your day, and the next day, and maybe the next day after. So again, F you to everybody, the 98% of you out there that wanted to see me do this. And thank you so much to the 2 to 3% that said, Bondzee, don't do it. It's a bad idea. You are way funnier. You don't need to be chucking hot shit down your gullet to be funny. And
we only want to know when.
I agree with them.
We only want to know when. That's it. Everybody
when
wants
what?
to know when. We only want to know when. Big Reaper
when
challenge.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
Did I stutter, dude? Are you watching a different show, or do I speak a different language than you understand, mister? Because didn't I just spend 4 minutes saying I'm not doing it? And then he comes on, hey, Greg, when are you going to do it? Hey, producer, how about you listen to the show? Brad Auber says, come on, Bondzee, you pretty much already promised. I never fucking promised. I'm not doing it. I was going to do it. I'm not doing it. And I don't care I don't care if you're mad at me. I don't. Yep. So there. What else? I'm not doing it. Okay. Tomorrow. Usually I'm on Wednesdays on Dean's show. Tomorrow, catch me there though at 3 p.m.ish. Dean's words, not mine. I make a special guest appearance on a Tuesday. So go check me out there. I love getting ridiculed, beat up, abused, made fun of, all of the above. I love it. I'm like Tom Petty though. I don't back down. I take it like a champ. Always. And they love how I give it back, and they love how I take it. It's always good times there, so don't miss me tomorrow on Dean Blundell on a Tuesday, not a Wednesday. And maybe I'll do still my regular. That's up to Dean, not me. I don't run that show. What else? Oh, great. Friday, part 2 with my boy Reggie, folks. You're not going to want to miss that. The 10 years of firefighting. Bill Cosby sent Reggie to firefighting college after Reg was his personal driver and living kind of fella for a few years. And then there's Bill right there. Bill Diddler extraordinaire. Reggie, part 2 coming up. Thanks everybody I got amazing messages after that. Everybody loved it. They were like, dude, more Reg, rah, sis, boom, boss. So we will settle down. We're going to have like a plethora more episodes coming up with my boy Reggie. And part 2 is Friday with the firefighting years. You're going to love it. What else? Wednesday is, I'm not going to tell you who it is yet because it's not 100% confirmed, but we've got some really good guests coming up on Bondzee Live. I've been digging. And I also have to give a shout out to my boy on Twitter who goes by the name of Greasy something. I'll fix it for next time. No, I'm going to find it right now because this guy has been a huge help. Dime Store Greaser. There we go. Greasy. Dime Store Greaser. This guy's his love of music is unbelievable. And he's really put me in contact with some really cool musicians, some blues people, and I really appreciate him. So if you're watching Dime Store, thank you so much. And so stick around for some great interviews coming up on Bondzee Live. Okay, what else? we got some cool videos to get to tonight, and my guests coming up shortly have agreed. Thank you very much to stick around for the entire show, and we'll have some great laughs about these videos I got coming up, as well as Nick Reed, and we'll talk some Blue Jays and other sports as well. Okay, without further ado, let's get to it because they've been waiting patiently. You all been waiting patiently. Here they are. It's Mr. Lindley. And actually, why don't we just we'll get to Mrs. Lindley? We'll keep the boys waiting because listen, Mister, I'm still trying to figure out how you landed a smoke show like that. Congratulations.
Listen, thank you very much, but it was very easy, and she's fine. She came over in a crate on a ship, so she's used to being like left to the side there. How's my boy Bondzee?
Yeah. Doing well, bro. It's nice to have a pain-free day, and I know this has been an ongoing thing, and I've tried to not talk about it a whole lot because we kind of beat it dead. Like it was 2 weeks, then it was 3 weeks, and people are like, "Fuck, dude, he's still like, when do we have to stop wah-wahing about poor Bondzee?" And so I've kind of kept it at a down low, but it was a tough weekend, like I mentioned. Doing better, and I think hopefully this time we're only going to go off to the races. Other than that, I'm doing really well, and big things are happening. The site was launched. And
very nice.
I have a superstar like Ryan Lindley on my show tonight, former NDP constituent. Is that the right word? Did I say that right earlier? Were you?
No.
Oh, really? I just wanted to use the word because it sounded cool, though.
It's a nice big word. I know it's got lots of letters in it. You're like somebody fed a cat meth and then tried to give it a bath in the beginning of the show. Like we were having a beautiful chat, like backstage. You're like the chillest dude, and then that camera goes on, and I swear to God, somebody just puts it on, eh? Like it's just like a switch. It's fascinating. I'm jealous because I wish I had that. I wish I could do that.
I don't.
Well, no, it's not. It's not Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. I was going to answer your question.
I'll answer yours first. It used to come from alcohol, copious amounts. I wouldn't do the show without at least being a bottle of wine deep, probably about 6 beers and a couple shots. And now it's hot water and a couple of pipes and my little trusty smoker thingy tool here, and that's it. But that green light, red light comes on, and I am off to the races, and I don't know what it is either. And as soon as I hit stop, I just go outside and go for a walk with Tucker, and that guy, he goes away.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome that you can turn it on and off like that, because I find myself really got to get into it. I watch you, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm done. It feels like I got the vaccine again today.
Yeah, right. Well,
no, the word you were looking for, Bondzee, is I was an executive board member. I was on the the riding association, and an executive member of the riding association, which is just a fancy title for somebody that helps like drive what happens behind the scenes for a local candidate. So, okay. Constituent would be the person that votes for the candidate. So which I guess I technically was, because I used to vote for the candidates in my riding that I worked in. So 4 or 5 times, through the mail, and I'm just kidding. Stoking the fires of mail-in fraud and voter fraud.
Sure, why not? A couple more spoonfuls.
Yeah, sure.
There.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well,
you heard it here first. Val. Thanks, buddy. I'm so glad to be here. I am very happy to be here. I've been itching for this, and we were supposed to do one on my show, but then you ended up in the clinic, and I hope they got you the cream and the pills to get rid of that thing. It was good. I'm glad. Worth every penny, I'll tell you.
Well, shit. I should have went in there with a lot more problems going on for the price they charge me. Shit.
Yeah, $811, eh? Like, fuck. You know what? It's you know what that is? That's a good lesson for people that go down and travel, to make sure that they know what they're doing with their insurance, because
read the fine
print. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bro. Definitely. Yeah, it is a pleasure to have you on. I was supposed to be on yours. We missed it. So I was thankful that you were able to come on tonight. And I've been looking forward to having you. We kind of hit it off through social media. Then we found out we were fellow Hamiltonians.
It's pretty crazy. Small world.
Brag about that, or
Hey, listen, I wanted to bring this up before you go into this, and because a lot of people might not know about Hamilton. It is famous and it's infamous at the same time, and Dean drags on it all the time, and it makes me laugh because it's a Toronto thing, right? And Toronto hates Hamilton, Hamilton hates Toronto. It's a beautiful thing, but the way it was explained to me once in a bar, shockingly, in the north end of the city, was if there's two guys and they are beating the fucking piss out of each other in a bar, and some guy from Toronto, and just laying boots to each other, and there's a guy from Toronto that's watching, and he just says one word about those two guys kicking the shit out of each other, those guys will stop, kick the shit out of the guy from Toronto, and go back and have a beer. So that's what Hamilton's all about.
Right?
Yeah. So I go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say when people, we might have our Steeltown, our history, and our, it's pretty rough and pretty dirty, and mills, and you look over the Skyway Bridge, it looks like a dumpster fire. It
does.
Yeah.
And all these people make fun of Hamilton, but they all came to tailgate Charlie's. What was the other one over behind the downtown?
Upper James. What was the one on Upper James? Oh, Fever.
There was
Fever. Yeah.
What was the big country and western bar?
Ashley, she'll remember the name. I'm thinking of the one up on what was that one on Upper James there? That one that was by the Burger King. That was the one that we always went to. Filthy McNasty's. That was it. Filthy McNasty's.
I'm trying to think of the Texas Border.
Texas Border. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There's a plethora of fights there every single night.
Oh my God.
Then there was also Hess Village, where you might as well have boxing gloves after the bite.
You know what? You want to talk about vaccines? You need a vaccine just to walk down that street on a Saturday night. We all went to Augusta instead. That was like the grown-up Hess Village.
Yes,
and,
it was.
It was a little more laid back. You had
on George Street.
Yeah, no, Augusta, right off James there. Where Christ, I can't remember anything tonight. Where the Winking Judge and all those are on by St. Joe's Hospital there. So
I got you. Yeah, George Street. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's a bunch.
No,
of
George is Hess. George and Jets Hess. George runs off Hess.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I used to work at a bar on George.
Though, believe
me. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
But and another, all jokes aside, Hamilton, we had some pretty hot women there too. Now they weren't quite Burlington quality, but
that's why I married a girl from Oakville.
There you go. You went in deeper. Well, good for you. Well, without further ado, let's bring her on because she's the better half of you. Hi, Ash.
She really is.
Lindley. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So I got to ask right away, how in the holy, we joked before the show, and Ryan did too on the show, that you came in a box overseas. We all know that's not true by your accent already.
Right.
But did you do something really, really, really bad when you were younger and Ryan has the film and he made you marry him, or what?
Oh my God.
What a piece of shit.
I know.
What a piece of shit.
I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, look at you. You're beautiful. And then there's
Thank you.
boy here. He's,
sorry.
He's not as handsome as me, almost. We do have the same look, though. We're bald as a cucumber. Take that hat off. And we have the same gray hair in the same area on our beards. Mind you, your beard is way better than mine.
Very distinguished.
But he is a handsome fella, though, isn't he? I'm just kidding.
I got to rep Hamilton, too.
I mean, I might be biased, but I think he's pretty good looking.
Yeah, well, you've been with him and had a daughter with him. We'll shout out to your daughter. No?
Not even mine. I can't take credit for her.
She came with a package. Way to do your fucking show research, you piece of shit.
Well, I did a lot, but hold on. I just got to pull this out for one hot second.
No, we just take a lot of selfies together and shit.
Way to go, Glassy.
Dumpster fire. That was fuck. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
No. My boy Roger's in the house. There's my neighbors across the street. He's watching.
Hey, Roger.
Big old Raji. Yeah, I love that dude. So after I just threw my foot right out of my mouth, I'm sorry for that. I didn't know. I did.
It's okay. No, it's not. It's fine.
Nothing.
No, we get along. We get along. We have a very good. We got a very good family unit. Everybody gets along. So, yeah, Ashley's in the new studio, Brad. It's not done yet. That's why I'm not there yet.
And everybody, lest anybody think Ryan is in charge, he's in the new studio and Ryan's up in the, wherever.
In the bunker.
Go upstairs, Ryan. Yeah.
Nah.
No, I love it. So let's get to it. The Sheeple Shepherd podcast. The two of you do it together. Where did this whole concept come from? It's a fabulous podcast, by the way. People love it. Like the people love it.
It's funny because it's kind of like the same way that we met, and we like to bitch about things. We really do.
Oh, so you must know my boy Wade then.
Right.
He likes to bitch a lot.
Yeah, super familiar with his work.
My feet are wet from his tears in the comments already from working a 4-hour day today, apparently, Wade.
But
Shout out to my boy.
The thing with COVID was we got trapped in the house, and it was like, well, we can't just, it's like an echo chamber. We can't just keep saying the same shit to each other. And we're very smart. Like other people needed to hear this. So.
That's right. That's right. We were robbing the world by just telling each other the smart things. We thought we better get a camera in and some
Spread
microphones and tell the whole world.
Right?
What happened was before the Sheeple Shepherd podcast became a thing, I used to, that's our boy, that's our swearing sheep. I used to do like promo videos, and I used to do a lot of work for like Oklahoma Joe's, for Char was it Charbroil? Who gave us the fire table?
Napoleon.
No, that was Napoleon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clubhouse Spices. I used to do
Ryan's
shit on
in bed
YouTube
with
for
all
those
the barbecue companies.
Yeah. So I did that, and then COVID hit, and all those companies kind of went and took a shit because of the economy, and they weren't doing the gig stuff like it was prior. So, and I also just didn't feel like it anymore. Like the whole tune, the whole mood, like it was hard to actually like make a video and be upbeat and be like, hey, sorry, half your family got wiped out by COVID, but let's make a brisket this weekend. Like it wasn't. So I was like, okay. So we kind of stopped. We said, let's do something else. And Ashley would come home from work and find me yelling at strangers on the internet, and obviously that wasn't healthy.
And cry.
Yeah, so it wasn't healthy. So we finally said, I said, you know what? I said, I got an idea. I came up with a concept, and the mantra of the show is leave your bullshit at the door. We're going to come after you if you're spreading bullshit or disinformation. We're going to debunk you, and we're going to shame the shit out of you on the internet. And it kind of took off. So we were audio only for the first 10 or 9 or 10 episodes. And then I ended up getting in a Twitter fight online with some anti-vax fucking plague rat. And Dean, it was because I always followed Dean. Like I've followed Dean since the invention of Twitter. And I just happened to hop onto one of his fights that he was having with some idiot. And we were on the same page, and it was thanks, see you later, like each other's tweets, and away we went. And then next thing you know, I got a DM from Dean saying, hey, you got a podcast, tell me about it. So I told him about it, and then here we are today. Now part of the Dean Blundell Network along with you, Bondzarelli.
Yeah, we're brothers and sister. Brothers.
Yeah, and sister, yeah. So big shout out to Dean Blundell and like an absolutely fantastic human being. Like I always loved the guy. I always thought he was cool, and then I got to know him, and fuck, is he ever really cool? Like beyond what you thought of from the radio. Like yeah, he was funny and whatever. When you get to know the guy, what a fucking he's just a solid dude. You know what I mean? So it was like, of course, I had no hesitation whatsoever to coming in and bringing the podcast to his network. 100%. I will. This is our home, permanent home now.
Yeah, so how long has that been since you joined the network? And yes, Dean is a solid guy. He's taken care of so many people and has shared his platform, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that's exactly it.
How long have you guys been on it?
We joined back in February, March.
That long?
Yeah, I think so. I was looking at it was funny because I had to go through my my DMs. I'm looking for it now. I had to go through my DMs to send that screenshot for that bio that I did for the actual DeanBlundell.com. And I wanted to see what like the first message that we actually had to put it in perspective. And I didn't realize how, now I'm trying to scroll through them.
Back it was.
But I think it was I think I remember it was February, but I'll confirm it now. Talk to my wife.
So
Hi.
we're pretty close
April.
to around the same
April.
time.
April 1st.
Okay.
It was
no
April
kidding.
Fool's Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Pretty fitting. Pretty fitting. Exactly. Are you
Yeah.
really Dean
Are
Blundell?
you fucking with me?
Well, I can see why you went video. We know who most people are staring at when you guys are live.
Thank you.
And she is,
Thank you. It's me.
Two things. She's way more good looking than you, and you guys, like, people love the banter off of you both and get a kick out of it. So I congratulate you on your podcast, on getting on with Dean Blundell, and your numbers are great, and it's only going to get bigger and better. So, and I hope this helps. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. And the same with yours, Bondzee. Like, there's certain podcasts, like, I won't hop in. Hey, there we are.
Aw.
Fuck,
We're
I'm
kinda
handsome.
cute.
Look at me.
You are
Actually,
good
you know what,
looking.
dude? I got to take it back. You are a really good looking fella.
Look at me.
Check
I
out that
know.
lighting. Damn.
And so
That's up in McKellar.
Yeah.
nice. So you get on the Dean podcast. We are both almost at the same time. We've been building this brand, and it's a good thing. It's a great thing about this. We're a family, and we all help each other. We all come on each other's podcasts, and we help each other grow. And the people like the Brads, the Wades, the Gwens, and all these other people have really become a family to us, even as fans. We help those people. Like the comments, the great compliments that Brad gave me the other day. He's out saving lives and dealing with all this bullshit. And he goes,
Yeah.
Bondzee, you help me get through every day. And I'm like, what? I'm just some hooligan on a bus with a big mouth. and
No,
who goes
it's-
off the charts.
Never know who's listening.
He had the same. We had the same conversation. Brad Hopper and I talked on the weekend about some more serious things, and because we're a little more. We want to dig into a lot of stuff on this podcast, but still be funny as hell too, right? Like just take the shit out of serious things. And Brad and I talked, and he explained it really well, and I understand it. It's one of those you want to shut your brain off. Especially in a job like his, like it's so high stress and it's so high demand, and it's always just he's on.
Yeah.
So when he comes home, he wants to take that dog, put his ear pods in, and fuck off and listen to something and laugh his bag off at you and I making assholes out of ourselves on the internet. So if that's my contribution, because I don't have a whole lot to give for COVID. And for first responders, other than my wife, like
I was going to say, you've been very helpful.
well, whatever. I mean, in the general sense, not in the home. Then yeah, you know what? It would be stupid of me not to, and I'm not doing it. It's no skin off my ass. I'm not doing shit. I'm just being an asshole on the internet and having some fun. There's my boy.
There's our boy.
Yeah. That's
and
Bradley right there. So shout out to all the paramedics and firefighters going through this garbage. And
Every one of them.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it's shocking to me to hear that actually really turned my, I've been going through this tough month with the whole vaccine shit and stuff. And I do wake up every day going, you know what, even though that I have this much pain and stuff, I'm still super thankful that I was able to contribute and help people like Brad out. And so that he, like, his job is just like, it is thankless at the end of the day, almost, even though we all thank him and love him for it. But man, oh man, I just couldn't imagine. And even this pain that I'm going through and other people, whatever it may be, man, we don't have to wake up every day and be Brad and go through the shit storm that he lives, and the people like him. So you are right. We thank each and every one of those people.
Absolutely. The one thing that resonated with me really that he said was, like, you'll meet a paramedic on your worst day of your life, and he's meeting 5, 6, 7 people on the worst days of their life, and having to process that as an empathetic human being. That's a lot to fucking deal with. So you want to come home and just shut it off and watch us. Like, he tweeted that picture out on Monday last week when we did the election special on Dean's show. Yeah. And it was just like it was all of us on the screen, on his big screen in the living room. And it's like, you know what? If that made you laugh, if that made you giggle, and I'm happy. Like, I'm glad we were able to do that. So
yeah. Johnny Watt says, sick haircut, Gregory. Thank you. And you know what? It still blows my mind because my mom calls this a stupid show. But my mom does not have a single clue how many people I have helped along the way. And I knew there was a few when I even first started this, when the show was like pure hooliganism in my parents' basement, when I was a raging drunk. And now to this day, I've helped so many more people along the way, not through even their addictions and stuff, but other people who just needed to laugh and see some crazy, now bald-headed.
Want to mute that microphone there, co-host?
As you, I almost said something. Good save, Bondzee.
There it is.
There it is. It's been a
pleasure. That's Hopper's house.
Entertain people.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you know what? If that's what we can do, then I'm happy with it. As for you getting your ass kicked every time you go on Dean's show, let's talk about that for a minute. Like you said today, you feel a hell of a lot better today, right?
Today is a good day, mister.
That's good. So,
I tweeted Dean that, or I didn't.
Yeah.
We talked privately, and he just laughed. And he's like, "Oh, see, all you needed to do is just let it sink in that the vax works, and now you're fine." And I was like, "Listen, we're not fine by any means, because I missed Ohana Fest this week, which." For the people that know me that are really close in my life, I've seen the Tragical Hip 49 times live. I've seen Our Lady Peace like 35. I've seen Mac Good a plethora of times. I do not miss concerts. They are my favorite thing in the world to do. For me to not go with a free pass to Ohana Fest 2.5 hours away shows you the amount of pain that I'm in and how real it is. And
what's an Ohana Fest?
It's the Pearl Jam puts it on. So Eddie Vedder does the first night kind of solo with some other musical guests. And
so
then,
it's an Eddie Vedder thing.
It's an Eddie Vedder Pearl Jam.
So what does Ohana actually mean? Because it's just him mumbling some other word, isn't it?
It's a name of a beach down in Southern California, just north of San Diego. I'm trying to think of the name of the town where it's in, but I can't remember.
I'm just making an Eddie Vedder joke because the guy mumbles everything he says. So
he does.
The reason why I say that, Bondzee, is because at the beginning when you opened up today and you opened up in the show and you were talking about going to the doctor, you even said the doctor told you one day you're just going to feel better. You said it, and I know, like I said, you're a cat on meth, so you don't catch what you're saying. They told you that too, not just Dean, and not just me, and not just Lachlan, and not just James.
That fucking doctor dude didn't even know what she was saying. She took one look at me, she lifted up my sleeve and goes, "Oh, look, son." Somehow she sounds like me mom all of a sudden, but she goes, "Look, son, Canadian weirdo. There's no infection on the outside of your arm." And I was like, "I know, I could have told you that." And then she said, "Well, I just think it'll go away soon." And I was like, "How do you know that?" And she goes, "No, I just do." And then she goes, "Here, I'll put 2 needles in your bum and off you go." And that's all that happened. Our conversation was quick and short, and $811 to tell me that I'll be fine and it'll go away. How does she know? She doesn't, dude.
I know. I get it, but at the same time, it's like you got to be a little more positive about it, and you got to know that you ended up with some severe side effects, and nobody's discounting that. But you're
he's a cunt, though.
That's his job.
He put laughing faces when I said I missed Ohana Festival this weekend because of the pain I was in, and I just got faces across the screen.
He's he's a provocateur. And it's content. Oh, there it is. That's Ohana Fest. Eddie Vedder, and Pearl Jam. Wow.
Yeah. Amazing, though. Dude, people come from all over to see this stuff. He also hosts some really cool bands along the way. And it's a really fun time. And I had some Canadian friends that actually were there. And they were the ones that offered me the free bracelet. And for me to turn that down, believe me, it's a monster that I don't deal with. So
I get it.
And
I get it. It would be a disappointment.
Make fun of it, and I'm happy to make fun of it. That's what I do and who I am. And yeah, sometimes it sounds like wah wah, poor Bondzee. But I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just fucking so honest. I just tell you what I go through every day, and some people dig it and have my back and send me nice messages. And then there's people like Dean who just
Then there's us. There's us that just beat the shit out of you every day about it. You know it's out of love, Bondzee, and it's out of care, and we're just glad that you're vaccinated, and we're glad that you're getting healthy again. You're on the track to feeling better. Are you back to the gym yet?
Today I went for a huge walk with my dog, which was the longest we've went on. Tomorrow, fingers crossed, God willing, we'll get to the gym because we're feeling that good right now. So
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated for sure.
Still on the wagon?
Still on the wagon, yeah, doing pretty good. I've
for
had
you.
a couple of drinks here and there, but I haven't got like absolutely shit-faced.
Shittered,
out of my skull like I used to every single day and wake up and drink at 8 in the morning. So I am doing very well. I am not 100%. I'd be lying if I said I was completely sober.
No, but you know
alcohol.
what? You know what? It's your journey, man. It's your fight. So you keep on keeping on. That's awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
and the fact that you're from Hamilton and you don't drink every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning is victory in itself, right there. So
there you go. Hey, did you notice neither one of you mentioned that's my what in the background is our lovely city?
That's our skyline. Yeah. I can see it. You know what? Oh, it's just missing the smog. Yeah, it's beautiful.
No, it's there.
It's just. So what happened, Ashley? Your phone died? Those headphones suck. You sound like shit. Why don't you come get my phone?
Hey, we're just happy to have her. So listen, the Sheeple Shepherd podcast, people can find that on the Dean Blundell Network and all the other streaming sites, I would imagine.
Everywhere. Apple, Spotify, iTunes, that. Yeah, everywhere.
So let's talk about real quick. Before you did the Sheeple Shepherd podcast, you were, and when you touched on it earlier, you were an ambassador for these different barbecue things and the cooking and smoking companies. Back in the day, sir, not to be rude, but you were a rather large fella, yes?
I was horizontally gifted. Absolutely. Horizontally blessed, you could say. Does Glassy have any of the old photos? I'm sure he does. He's a good producer that way.
Oh my god!
You can go ahead and
Well, it's not something I didn't tell him to pull any old stuff. But you were, and we've talked.
Chicken
you've talked
shits.
about it on. And
Keep talking.
I
Give me 3 minutes.
Go to my Instagram, Glassy.
With you.
Sorry, go ahead.
And you were ginormous, bro. And
I was a big dude. Yeah, I was a big dude. I was about I was about 600 pounds almost. Yeah, almost 600 pounds. Yeah, about the 540, 560 ish, bouncing in and around there. It was I had a size 60 waist.
Big sexy.
Yes. Yeah, big sexy.
Big sexy. There you go.
Yeah.
So many questions, and I'll tiptoe through these.
No, don't. There's no.
When you hit 600.
What was the breaking point? It was probably the lawn chairs that I would sit in. Those were the breaking points, Bondzee. When they broke, when they would break, those were breaking points. No, it was.
Were you even allowed on?
You cut out there, Buds.
Were you even allowed? Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yeah.
But, were you even allowed on airplanes back then, being 600 pounds?
Do you know what they have? I'll tell you a funny story, and that's where those pictures come from. Was a trip to Mexico with my brother, and you know what they have on airplanes for fat guys? They have seatbelt extenders, and and it actually buckles in and buckles in again. So you just kind of you can put as many as you need, I guess. You can go around the world if you needed to. You could tow the plane with the fucking thing. So. It was you can get on a plane, but I'm sure they probably took it into consideration when they're looking, and they're eyeing you up as you're coming up the aisle, going, maybe this side, because
yeah.
Okay,
and you three over there.
Yeah, we need to balance this out. It's like a scale of justice, but not justice. So
how were the looks? You'd walk into an all-you-can-eat buffet, or they just fucking go, "Oh God, we're gonna lose money tonight."
You know, that was what was his name? John Panette. John Panette had the best bit about that. The comedian John Panette, where he said they see you come in, and you be here 4 hour, you go home 4 hour. You know, like it was. You look like Free Riri, and it was. You would get that, but you know what I would counter that with was when I would go to the Mandarin, and Mark, who couldn't speak a lick of English, would come to the table, or Keith. Yeah, it's your real name, isn't it, Mark? Keith. Yeah, right. Go ahead, make fun of me for being fat. I'll make fun of you for having a stupid white dude's name. Yeah. Don't start your shit with me. I'm calling somebody.
So could you go there and just eat them fucking clean, or what? Like, was that
for
you at the time, at your peak?
Fun? I'd say it was more subconscious, probably. You get to a point where it's not fun. It's just unconscious. You don't even know what you're doing, you know? Yeah. And it was oh, look at that. Brad says they've got the same extenders on stretch. Yeah. Well, and Brad has to call for lift assists for guys like me back in the day. Where they'd have to they call.
Pack a lunch, bring 10 of your friends.
Yeah, that's right. Pack a lunch, fuckers. You got your work cut out for you today. But it was what it was you're just unconsciously doing. You're eating and eating and eating, and you could eat any time of the day, not even realizing what the hell you're doing. And next thing you know, you've eaten 4 meals, you've eaten 2 bags of chips, drank a case of pop, and it's all just dead shit. It was all just dead calories. And my doctor literally just told me, sorry, there's a fly in here. The doctor told me, he says, listen, just cut it out. Just cut it out. There's nothing wrong with you. We've run your panels. We've run everything. You don't have a glandular problem. You don't have a out of whack hormone system. You're just a fucking lazy fat fuck. Get up off the couch, stop putting the fork to your mouth, and go up and move. And he was right. And he was absolutely right. And I love that man to death. I'm friends with my doctor. It's not just a doctor thing. And so it was the hard truth with him. And he even, like I said on Dean's show, he had a bariatric specialist in his practice, like in his building, and I didn't even have to go see him. I had a referral. I'm like, no, I can do this on my own. I'm not an idiot. If that's literally all I got to do, I don't need drugs, I don't need anything else, I'm just going to do it. And I slowly did it. I never gave anything up. I still eat wings, I still eat pizza, I still drink beer, I still do all the shit that these stupid fucking fad diets that everybody falls off of, keto and fucking Atkins. Yeah. There's a reason why you get skinny for 6 months and then you become a fat pig again. It's because they're designed to fail, so that you keep paying money to do these fad fucking diets. Unless you're going to stick to and that keto thing is, I don't get it. Like, if you're going to eat I'm caveman diet, I'm going to eat like that for the rest of my life. Okay, then God be with you. Good for you. Salute. Good for you. I'm not fucking doing that. What I'm going to do is, instead of ordering 2 double Big Macs and fucking large fries and a milkshake, I'm just going to get 1 single Big Mac, skip the fries, and maybe have a bottle of water. And that's all I got to do. I'm still eating the bun. I'm still eating the fucking mayonnaise. And guess what? I dropped 300 fucking pounds. So don't give me this shit that you need those fad diets, and you don't. And again, no disrespect to people that swear by them, and I'm not judging you for that, but this is part of what we do on our podcast, is we take these things and we debunk them. And there's no science behind a lot of it to being a sustainable way to live. What are you going to eat, bacon the rest of your fucking life? You're going to live to your 45. Yeah, you'll look great. You ate great food, but you're dead at 45 from a coronary, There's a lot of shit that goes on in between it. You need to see a nutritionist, you need to see your doctor, you need to get blood panels done. You need to have everything. They'll tell you what to do. And your doctor will tell you.
Your side this entire time.
No, I didn't know Ashley back then.
Okay.
No, there's 10 years difference between us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long have you and Ash been together, and you met after you lost all the weight?
It's been 17 years now, dear? 25 years that we've been together? 38 years?
37 and a half.
No, we've been together,
Yeah.
what, six years?
42 years.
At least 53 years for sure.
I think it's
It feels that way since
Going
COVID.
up.
We got divorced fucking 9 times. It's been great.
Nice.
We met in 14, 15?
15.
Yeah, 15, and then went on from there. So I was 35, she was 25. Yeah, and I was already a svelte, sexy man by then. So
There you go, mister.
I could chase after the young
Well,
chicks,
good for
and that
you.
was the thing. The nice thing about being a fat guy is it builds up your defense, and you get to be a little more funny, and you get a little more open, and a little more like self-deprecating and making fun of yourself, which makes you a little more,
great personality.
great personality, and I can cook too. So fuck, I was
There
like a
you
triple
go.
threat.
I was saying,
He's kind of a package deal.
I'm being such a fucking piece of shit.
when you lose
I'm
300
the most.
plus pounds,
I'm actually the most modest and just ask me. I'm like the most shy guy in normal, unless there's a camera in front of me and a microphone in front of my mouth. I don't talk this, but this is, you've drawn it out, Craig. You've drawn the asshole out, and here we are.
Greg.
Sorry,
That's always
Bonzarellos.
my go-to. Yeah, I was like Greg. Gregory.
I'm trying to make it more palatable. I'm trying to make it more palatable.
I can't find the Mexico pictures, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll
Send it to me on Twitter.
okay.
Whatever.
I'll try and find
They're
them
Found
on
the
the
gonna be
private
here.
computer.
chat, but nobody saw that.
Some
Sorry, I
producer
missed it.
Can't even find a couple of photos.
No, you know what? Those are buried. Those are actually. I sent them to
Yeah,
Bondzee.
well,
I sent them to Bonzee's Twitter.
Did you? I probably have them from way back. But dude,
Way back,
and
yeah.
all jokes aside, like from being that big to you look phenomenal now. Like I've been on this bus alone for 6 months. I might even give you a common courtesy reach around because you look so good.
I'm. You know what? I'll tell you. We're going to put this chat into private. Kick the wife out, and we'll go off the air. We'll be
shit.
backstage.
And-
No,
and-
the-
and
you know.
the worst thing about this is those little clips they take. Fuck now.
No, you know what?
He's gonna give Ryan Lindley a reach around.
It wasn't even the looks, Bondzee. It was more the feeling. Like, and I couldn't walk from here to the mailbox to get mail. Like my back would give out. And this is how I remember we were having that chat that one day, and we were talking about Dr. Sarno, and
Yes.
I read the mind body connection, and all that. Like I did the same thing as you did, and a lot of it was obviously physical, but at the same time. Once it just started walking, I didn't even run. Like I still to this day, if you see me running, you better be running too, because something real fucking
bear.
bad. There's something bad coming behind me, because I don't run for fucking anybody, right?
You only
So it was
have
just
to be faster than Mrs. Lindley, and that's it.
that's it. You only have to be the fastest. You only need one slower person.
Yeah.
But I ended up with feeling better, and everything was good. So here we are, and that's it.
Good for you, bro.
Thanks,
Good
buddy.
for you. It's amazing. So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, because you said, don't bring up what I do for a living because it's the worst, entire, boringest thing in the world. So how does one become what you do now? And did you like just aspire for this since a little boy to be? And then,
Don't.
What you do.
Don't. I've done a pretty good job of separating my online life and my regular life. So I'll just say I do have a very boring day job. And it's I'd rather just not. That's why I said let's not talk about that at all, Bondzee. So
Well, I wasn't sure because you're a pretty funny fella. I wasn't sure if you're
no, it's
joking or not joking, but-
it's painfully boring. It's literally painfully boring. It's literally numbers, maps, and a lot of just data, and it sucks.
Yeah.
From like an outside, like to explain it sucks. I love the job. Don't get me wrong. Like doing the actual job, I'm good at it. I like doing it. But to explain it's garbage. So yeah, no.
Wade says
You wanna watch-
you thought you were a clothing designer for butterflies.
I was Omar the tent maker's model at the time, and that went away. So
Oh, well, jeez. Listen, I'm looking at getting into what's that site called? OnlyFans. They were going to take porn away, and I was like, oh, there goes my dream job. And now they put it back. So
I know.
There's hope for us yet. And listen, I might be kicked out of this country pretty soon and need a place to live. So if you're looking for a roommate,
come on up. We got a fully finished basement and a big driveway. You put that bus right out front, it'll be good.
Well, we won't be bringing the bus because I'm not paying the duties and taxes on bringing it across the border. So the bus will forever stay in the U.S. of A. But
yeah,
careful what you wish for in a roommate, Mister.
Well, don't you? There's always a place here. There's always a crash pad somewhere within the Dean Blundell network for you, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wade has been kind enough to offer up his place for me to just even go get checked out. And so God
we did
Wade,
too.
And then you
We did the same. But if you need a spot close to the Hammer for anything, the door is always open. You know that.
You bet. I got me mom and dad there, but I can't go and live there because some other idiot does.
Well, I was just gonna say now with the bad words that you say on the show and burping, God, you're not. I'm surprised you'll be allowed in for Thanksgiving.
I probably am not.
No.
But
What's
go ahead.
What's going on with that for you? Do you get to come home for with COVID and everything now? Do you get to come home for holidays if you wanted to, or what happens there?
Well, so all jokes aside, next Monday, a week today, Bondzee will find out. I go for my meeting with the U.S. Immigration. I love you, USMA Immigration. I go for what's called a biometrics interview. So they fingerprint me. It's like being arrested.
Check your eyeball.
They take my headshot. I don't like to call it a mug shot because I didn't do anything wrong. So they just want Bondzee's headshot. So we'll take a nice little photo. And then they'll interview me to see if I'm a criminal of any sorts. They run an FBI check, and then they will let me know whether I get to stay in this fine country or not for another 6 monts.
You realize I'm calling INS, right? Like I have to do it. I have to phone them.
Up,
I'm going to tell them that you're going to have to give you a thumbs up, right up. They're going to tell him your prison wallet is full. His prison wallet. Make sure you check his prison wallet. It's full.
Well, thanks. I appreciate any help you can give me. And listen, who doesn't love a digit up the bum every once in a while?
Awful.
Yeah, right? He made me
I got one right now. You only ever see, you can only see one hand. You don't know what the other one's doing.
Exactly.
It's okay, honey. We can throw this chair out. It's fine.
There is a good chance that I will be kicked out of this. Well, there's not a good chance, but there is a possibility that in the next coming weeks I will be kicked out of the US of A. And I will either be coming back to Ontario, I may go to Alberta, I may go to BC, I may do all the above, or go to Nicaragua. So we'll see. Hopefully I get to stay here. But I did meet a nice lady recently, and we'll see what happens there also. But we have been talking quite frequently, and
she doesn't watch the show, does she?
I don't. For some crazy reason, dude, she likes me. It's weird.
She doesn't watch the show, does she?
I don't think she does. Thank God. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna.
Where did you meet? Did you meet this one at the trailer park bingo, or where did this one? Where's this one from?
No, she watches some of the shows, not all of them. So she is aware of who I am online. And we become friendly that way, and we'll leave it at that.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations, man.
Well, it's nice to be talking to a lady.
Absolutely.
You hooligan,
Tucker and Tucker,
dude. That's not her. I can smash you right now. Glassy's fired because that's not her for one. You're double fired. If it was,
we actually might. We might be going to see that friend of yours there on Monday. I saw Ashley make a tweet there for that day of action. I don't know if Leanne's watching, but the day of action for long-term care is in Toronto. Sorry, let me plug this really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Toronto, Queen's Park, next Monday, October 4th. They are going to try and get justice for long-term care. And Dr. Viv is going to be there, Stamatopoulos, and Leanne has been all over that as well. And and that's why I laughed when I saw that pop up. So
Yeah.
just
So-
quick shameless plug for a really good cause, but there you go. So I want to hear more about your lady friend though. What's going on there, fella?
No, definitely. And Leanne has been a wonderful human. She's been she watches all the shows with Dean and she loves all you guys. And she's a big
I know.
fan of-
She's an awesome fan.
Yeah, she really is. So I wish her all the best. I hope everything's cool there. And keep on fighting the good fight. And that's cool that she's coming down to support a good cause. But yeah, we'll
Well, she's part of it. She's in the thick of it. So you know what? I gotta tip my hat to that lady. She's a very good voice on social media for that. Long-term care in this province is an absolute dumpster fire pig fuck. So somebody like that on our side, we're laughing. Somebody like that fighting for people like Ashley. I'm always a fan.
for sure. That's great. So let's ask Ashley a couple questions. How loud does Ryan snore? Like, is it mind numbing, or are you good? Are you used to it?
It's something. It's something. But I can't talk a lot of shit. I can't, because I will physically climb you in the middle of the night. So
She does.
I mean, between
She's
the
fucking
both of
horrible.
us, it's a fucking nightmare in our bedroom. There's nothing good happening in the middle of the night. Everybody's at fault here.
Well, hey, listen. At least you found each other, and you love each other's faults. So that's great.
Despite our faults, we love each other.
Despite the faults.
Is that what it is? Oh, it's out of spite. Oh, despite. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Despite here.
Despite. Okay, sorry.
Who's the more grumpy in the morning? Is it you or Ryan?
Oh, that's her.
Yeah.
Not a morning person, are we, Ashley?
No, Ryan very regularly puts a coffee into my hand and then just walks away.
Is that what you need first? The coffee and the smoke, and Ryan, if you say a word to me first, I'm going to kill you, kind of deal.
I don't even bother, Bondzee. I
So
can't.
you don't even bother with the old morning two-finger cul-de-sac or anything like that. You just walk
you-
away until she
Oh,
gets
God.
that coffee and smoke. There's
You
no
kidding?
more love for Ryan.
Oh no, I'll bet you there's some sort of a trap in there or barbed wire or something, because that's not. We got to give it at least. We got to feed it at least 3 coffees and give it at least an hour and a half before it'll even talk to you.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So Wade does Ashley ever ask you to fix the toaster while you're in the bathtub? Really?
Yeah. Wade said that.
Fetch my bathing toaster.
I need my bathing toaster.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you guys are a treat. I'm so thankful that you came on the show, and we've got to this is kind of the first time we all really met. We became friends through the old Twitter there, if you will, and the Dean Blundell Network, and it is a really wonderful family, isn't it, though, bro? Not to beat a dead horse, but
It's nice. It's nice to actually talk to you tonight, because I actually, believe it or not, as much of a dickhead as I can be, I actually feel bad as well, because I know you're a good guy and our outside thing, but when we're on the air, it's different, I feel like I might have piled on a bit as well when it came to your hair and stuff, but it was out of love. It was out of love, right? So, and I knew that and I'll take it as well if you're going to give it back, and I'm okay with that. But I'm just glad that we had this to be able to make sure that, hey, listen, I'm not trying to bust your balls because I don't like you. I fucking love you. I think you're a great dude, and your show is great. I love your story. You're coming on my podcast, I think, in the next week or so, and we're gonna talk more about you and about what's going on with your. It's killing me not to interview you right now. That's what I've been
So
holding, and I've caught myself a few times, actually, asking a question, and then it's okay, I'll back off.
I'll give you. You get 2 questions. And so make them good, and we'll do that. And then what we'll do is you guys have graciously agreed to. We already had an hour and 5, but I do want to do some sports and stuff with you. And then
let's save it. We'll save it for mine. We'll save it for mine. We've already taken up enough of your time. Go ahead, man.
Okay.
I don't want to do that because we're going to be here till midnight if we do this.
Fair enough. So we'll wait for Nick to join in, and until he does, let's. So this is where Glassy gets all excited in his knickers and a nod and stuff, and he's like, "Okay, I get to be part of the show."
I love this part of the show, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to always show some funny videos and stuff. So, and this is the cool part, I let him do his thing. I do send him some videos, but I don't make notes on these. I like to fly off the cuff, and so we'll all do it together. And Glassy, take it over. Play a video. Let's go. Now, this dude right here is cooler than all of us combined. All of us. Like, look at him. And he just looks over and gives his dad that one cool look coming up here, I think. Just looks over. He's like, yeah, I got this, Dad. Great.
I'm already on the phone with Child Protective Services. I'm already calling the police.
Yeah, but dude, come on. Like, I wasn't even that cool as a kid, even though I thought I was.
It's because your father probably didn't smoke meth. That's probably why. Your dad didn't have a meth problem, so it was probably good.
Wow,
who does that?
All right, let's
he
get
didn't
to a
have
couple more.
He didn't have a bus.
Oh wow, that was
on its way. It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
And it's good.
Oh
Folks,
my!
look at him.
Everybody.
Hey,
Did that just happen, Greg?
the other coach. Fuck this bullshit.
What a catch!
66 yards. 66 yards to win the game with no seconds on the clock, and you're like, "There's no way. It's never been done." And they're on the road, and you're like, "No." Everybody, and I don't know if you've seen the different angles, but he did it. We saw it, but it hit the crossbar. Now that ball could have went any which of ways. The way the crossbar's designed, the way the football's designed, but it hits it. And then, like, I don't know if you've seen some slow-mo shots, but the fans' eyes are just like, and they want it to fall this way, and it falls in, and they're like, oh, and it's
the coach's face that kills me. It's like that guy that morning got served like the finalized divorce papers from his like divorce he's been fighting for 10 years, and he got and now he gets fucked in this. Watch his face.
It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good. Oh my goodness!
Look at this. Look at it there. Oh yeah. You know what? I already live in Detroit. My life sucks as it is. He's going to find a bridge.
The other coach can't even, like, the own team. He's like, that
was the longest kick in NFL history.
It was 66 yards. Made history for sure.
That's wild.
One more and then what?
Speaking of kicks,
hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping.
If there is not a perfect scenario of good night, Irene.
Oh my God.
One more time.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because
it's like
a vision softly creeping.
Dude,
like
the best is he was like Mick Jagger strutting up, and we'll play. Don't play it yet, but watch at the very beginning. He has the Mick Jagger strut, and then it's just, and then he just goes.
Then he has the Keith Richards fall.
One more time. Watch the beginning. Is strut.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping.
It's the greatest video.
Now that we have 18 million advertisements on TikTok,
Oh my God, that was brilliant.
That was brilliant. What a great way to.
Wow.
And so, speaking of knockouts and stuff, hopefully, Mr. Nick Reed.
There's my boy.
Hello.
The Jays can knock out either the Red Sox or the Yankees in the next 6 games, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we got a huge week of Blue Jays baseball ahead of us. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
looking
A
good,
huge
my
week
friend.
of Blue Jays baseball. Thank you. Got 3 games with the Yankees starting tomorrow, which is like that's going to be enormous. That could just determine the fate of this team, and whether we make the playoffs. We got these 3 against the Yankees, 3 against the Orioles to wrap up the weekend, and that's the end of the regular season. So with the Red Sox and Yankees with the top 2 wildcard spots and the Jays 1 game behind, it's going to be a bit chaotic last week.
It is going to be a chaotic 6 games. And not
Wow.
only that, Nick, but Seattle, because of the Jays, Seattle's knocking on the door. The Jays had what a roller coaster of a September, eh? We're on fire. We took over the lead of the wild card. Then we faltered. It was Tampa Bay beat us up a little bit. And then we went to Minnesota and lost a couple. And then but Saturday, Sunday were amazing fight tooth and nail claw wins. And now we're 1 game back. How do you foresee this going in the next 6 games? And do you believe we stand a chance?
I mean, you're spot on with that analysis. This September has been a bit of a whirlwind for the Jays. It's mostly been good. Started off the month as hot as any team has been, winning games left and right. They erased it. Like, what was it? They were down maybe 8 games in the wild card chase.
Yeah.
They climbed that back. They even got into the first. They even got to the first spot, I think, for a brief moment. And yeah, so they were playing really well. And then they went to Tampa, and they were so there. I mean, Tampa's a tough team to play, and especially in Minnesota or Tampa Bay, sorry, at the Tropicana Field. That place is just like the Rays got some juju going on there that it just makes it tough for any
they're
opponent
wild
to come
down there.
to town. But the Jays had a little bit of scuffle, which when you put it in perspective, the rest of the month it wasn't so great. But they're still playing pretty well, and they have this final week of baseball coming up, and it's at home, which I think is going to be all the difference because we know how well they play in front of a packed Rogers Center. Yeah.
And,
Nick, what do you think about sleeve gate, note gate, whatever they're calling it, gate? What's going on with that?
Catcher card gate. So
Catcher card gate. That's it.
There you go.
I think that's how Dean and I were talking about it. But I think that the dust has settled on that. However, if the Jays do come back and get a wild card spot, win the wild card game, which is very, very likely or very possible at least.
Yeah.
And if they win the wild card game, they're probably going to face the Rays in the American League Division Series, that first playoff series. And then who knows what would happen there. I think both teams are still going to be fired up about what happened last week in Tampa, and
we clearing some benches that series.
Will it though? Because Montoya and stuff, the Jays manager now has tight ties to Tampa, and I think if we were already going to see the bench clearing stuff, it was pretty close at when they closed out the series, and it didn't happen because the Jays pitcher, I can't remember his name, he got tossed and suspended 3 games, which I don't agree with. I mean, he considered, and it is what it is. Montoya got 1 game, but Nick, do you foresee if the Jays do happen to get into the wild card and play the Rays, do you think bad blood will spoil over that or what?
I don't think there's going to be any Bush League stuff going on. There's no one's going to be throwing at each other. This is the playoffs. These games are as important as it gets. So while there's not going to be any of that stuff going on, these teams are going to be coming at each other with as much hatred as they've ever had towards each other. And that's only going to make these guys want to win even more. It's going to make them play harder. And it would be a very intense series. So hopefully the Jays can play well enough this week to get themselves in a position to face the Rays in the ALDS. And if that's the case, I think we'll get some really good baseball going on.
So let's
How many?
honest. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry, your show.
Well, no, I was just going to say we got 6 games left. We dusted the Yankees, swept them last series. Does that, and we're at home. So, I mean, the momentum is in our favor. Baltimore is not the strongest team in the league. So out of the 6 games remaining, Nick, what is it going to take? How many games do the Jays need to win out of those 6 to potentially guarantee us a spot in the playoffs, the postseason?
So I think obviously you want to win as many as possible, but since the Yankees do have, what is it, a game?
1 game,
2,
yeah.
Are they one game ahead of us?
One game.
If that's the case, then we'll have to win at least 2 or 3 from the Yankees to give us a chance. And right now the Yankees are ahead of the Red Sox, so that does give us an opportunity for the Red Sox to lose some games this week, which they're playing Baltimore. Baltimore's not a great competitor, but then the Jays will be facing the Orioles at home this weekend for the final series of the regular season. So I'm definitely hoping that the Jays can win at least 2 or 3 in this series against the Yankees, and now that'll give them a good chance to stay in the fight. And if they win 2 against the Yankees, then that'll put them maybe within a half game of the Yankees, which it puts us a little closer. But at the same time, we're going to hope that we can win all 3, or the Orioles help us out and beat up on the Red Sox a little bit.
So obviously it'd be great to win all 6. And I think if we win all 6, we solidify our spot in the playoffs, right?
I think so. Unless the Red Sox were to sweep out and the Yankees were to win all 3 other games this weekend, which they'll be playing the Rays this weekend, which is, as you know, is not an easy opponent.
No.
But there are some scenarios in the chance that there could be a 3-way tie for those 2 AL wildcard spots, which would happen if the Jays take 2 of 3 from the Yankees, they sweep the Orioles, and then the Yankees take 2 of 3 from the Rays on the weekend, and then the Red Sox win 4 of their 6 games. I know it's a little confusing. Basically, a bunch of things.
Don't start your shit. Don't start your shit, Nick. Don't start your half game shit. I swear to God.
I don't even know why I'm allowed here.
Don't worry, I won't get too complex.
Well,
Basically,
you're
there's a
way
chance that
better looking than 3 of us. So.
I have no idea what the fuck.
I got to keep some ratings somehow. I got a hot girl.
That's
in the
right.
Corner and 2 bald heads and a Blue Jays on the screen. So, Nick,
there's a chance that we have a 3-way tie for the 2 AL wildcard spots, which would just be peak pandemonium, and that's not something that I really want to happen, because then that might take the power out of our hands. We want the Jays to be in a position to basically not have to play it into a play-in game for that second wildcard spot. So ultimately,
right. So I did some homework, Nick,
and then
the Jays played Baltimore, as we know, but I forgot to look and ask you, who do you know who the Yankees and the Red Sox play to close out their seasons, and are they tougher opponents than what the Jays have with Baltimore? Because we know Baltimore's not that strong. Or are they playing tougher opponents, or who are they playing?
Yeah, so as I said, the Yankees are going to be playing the Rays this weekend for the last 3 games. Which, we know the Rays have clinched, they're not going to mail it in for those last 3 games. I don't think because then basically they would give a chance for the Yankees to come back in the fight, and I think
they don't want
they
that.
can do a good job of putting the Yankees away, or at least giving them some tough games in that last weekend. And the Red Sox will be facing the Nationals, which that's going to be a cupcake series for them as well. But as long as the Jays are winning, they're only a game back of the Red Sox right now, and if they can win more games than the Red Sox can, then I think that they're going to maybe sneak into that spot. So the Jays have 3 of their supposedly best pitchers facing off against the Yankees these next 3 days, and then they should be.
Who do we got lined up, Nick? Can you tell us who's those starters?
For sure. So tomorrow we've got Hyun-Jin Ryu he'll back off the injured list,
now,
making his.
I want to ask you about Ryu. It was my next question, and you love it. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have to, because I want to ask you about Ryu. Are we excited about that, or is because his last couple?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
They haven't been that great, you know. Is he coming back because he's had a bit of a rest? He was on the 10-day DL. Is he coming back with some confidence and some rest, and he's going to be good, or are we going to see a scared Ryu up there on the mound tomorrow? What do you think?
I do hope that those 10 days that he's had on the shelf will give him a bit of that mental and physical rest that guys will need at this point of the season. I know that Ryu has already been dealing with some arm issues that limited one of his outings against the Yankees in that 4-game sweep in the Bronx a couple weeks ago. But I mean, Ryu is the guy that we've given all this money to. He has pitched some really big games for this team. While some may argue that he hasn't come through in the most important games, or these games against the toughest opponents, I think that Ryu should be able to pitch a competitive ball game for us tomorrow, enough that he will give up fewer runs that hopefully that the Jays will score, because the Jays offense at home, I'll put that offense against anyone else in the league. So as long as he keeps the game competitive and does enough that the offense can score enough runs, then we should be in good shape. The next 2 games, however, we have our 2 best guys in Jose Barrios, and then Robbie Ray. So those two games we're going to be coming out guns blazing.
Tight pants, Robbie Ray.
Yes, Robbie in his tight pants has been incredible this year. He's going to win the Cy Young in my opinion over Yankees.
He's going to. Yeah, I was going to get into that, but definitely a Cy Young candidate, and he's probably going to win, right? Like
I think he's the
incredible.
favorite. It's between him and Garrett Cole at this point, who will be starting for the Yankees on Wednesday. Which Garrett Cole against Jose Barrios, the Jays' big trade deadline acquisition, is going to be one of the biggest games of the season for sure. Not just for the Jays, but in all baseball, especially given the circumstance of it. But I think that Robbie Ray has the edge. He leads in innings pitched, which is a huge category because if you can pitch a lot of innings, you're going to be helping out your team a ton. He leads. He's one of the top guys in the American League in strikeouts, and ERA is great. And so I think that Robbie Ray right now is the current favorite. I'm not sure about the odds-on favorite, but I think he has snuck ahead of Garrett Cole in the Cy Young race. And hopefully, a start Thursday will not only clinch that, but also clinch a much-needed Blue Jays victory.
Which leads me into my next question: Vladdy Guerrero Jr., hands down the MVP of the entire league. Yeah.
Hands down, if you didn't have to go up against a unicorn in Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Angels.
But the numbers since even the All-Star break prove they're 100% in Vladdy's favor. Listen, he is a unicorn. He's a diamond in the rough. This pitcher who smashed, it's unheard of. It's a weird story. It's a great story. But is it enough to win the MVP, though, as a pitcher and hitting all these home runs? He missed a couple games towards the end. And at the end of the day, it comes down to MVP, most valuable player to your team. I think Vladdy just takes that through and through, and the numbers aren't even close. Do you agree?
So as a Jays fan, I would love to see Vladdy to win the MVP. I think he's deserving. The way that he has been the catalyst in one of the league's best offenses, and he is doing something that no 22-year-old has ever done on the ball field. He might finish the season with the most home runs ever for a player of his age, which would be insane. He is among the top of the league in almost every hitting category. He's nearly at the Triple Crown, which he's not going to win at this point in the season. I mean, he's like 20 RBI in these last 6 games. But regardless, he is doing some things that no player of his age has ever done before. And there's no doubt that he's been the most valuable hitter in all of baseball. But I think while you're right that the second half stats certainly favor Guerrero, what Ohtani's done on both sides of the ball, I think that not only has it proved to be more valuable and has won the Angels more games, which if you look at wins above replacement, Ohtani does lead the league in that when you combine his pitching and his hitting. But I also think that the national media has put everything in Ohtani's favor in terms of we aren't seeing like what he's done. We've never seen that before. So while I think that Vladdy has been incredible, and there's no doubt how important he's been to this team, I think that Ohtani in the end is going to get the edge. Agree or disagree? I don't know, but I think that it's Ohtani's, unfortunately. But who knows? I mean, Vladdy might just go nuclear this week and make it a little tougher for those voters.
Well, let's hope, and he really has along the whole way. And Ethan Crystal says Ohtani is too much of the MLB's golden marketing child to not win.
Exactly.
Which I don't disagree with at all. Right? It's been fun to watch. It's been pretty cool, but again, it comes down to numbers for me at the end of the day. And as cool as this has been, and yeah, it's a golden story for them. Well, make a fucking movie out of it. But at the end of the day, the numbers are the numbers, and I think Vladdy deserves to win. Now, maybe call me biased. I'm sitting here wearing a Blue Jay shirt and, born just outside of the city. But Nick, so as a Blue Jays guru, where do you rank this team? And I know we haven't even made the postseason yet, and we're a few years. We had a great team just a few years ago. Well, more than a few, but we won a World Series not too long ago. Where does this team rank? With just you look at the camaraderie, you look at the talent, all the junior players from the fathers. It's a pretty cool team, yeah.
For sure. While you get into a lengthier discussion on which teams have been the statistically best, there's no doubt that in my lifetime, this Blue Jays team has been the most fun to watch. They have been just so entertaining out there, not just between how they've been so hot recently down the stretch when it matters, but also just seeing how much these guys have fun and they cheer each other on. And whether it's the guys in the dugout with the home run jacket or you got the finger guns whenever a guy gets on base, these guys are really rooting for each other, and it really makes it easier to root for these guys. So
it's a big difference when they're on a streak like this, and you watch the momentum that happens in Toronto, and it goes across and it's the great thing about having the one baseball team. It reverberates across the entire country, and there's no, Toronto Argonauts versus Hamilton Tiger Cats vibes. It's just everybody roots for the Jays, and it's just it's got to be a trip for those boys when they're out there. Like, it's just with the last 2 years that they've had to deal with, this has been fantastic this year for them.
For sure. It's nothing short of remarkable what this team has done, having played at 3 different home stadiums. That has never been done before, starting off in Dunedin, Florida, moving to Buffalo at Solomon Field, and now back in Toronto. It just shows you how well equipped this team is to face diversity. And when you look at the ages on this roster, you got Vladdy's 22, you got Lourdes Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Biggio, like all these guys who are under 26 years old, like they are set up in the long run. Like, think of what Vladdy Jr. is doing this year at 22 years old, nearly an MVP season, like 46 home runs, nearly a triple crown. He's only 22. Like, he's probably not going to reach his peak till like 27, 28. That's typical for ball players. Like,
guy's on fire.
So many more years of watching this guy just hit the shit out of baseballs, and I can't wait for it. But
Hey, Nick, by the way, the Jays played in a 4th stadium this year in a home game. Do you remember where they played? It was the other one, and that's what set even a full record.
Was that the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim ballpark? Did they have a doubleheader there? Where one of those games
wasn't it Minnesota? They played a home game. I could be wrong, but I know they played a home game on the road, which made them the only team ever. Was it Los Angeles? Okay, I'm sorry.
They had a doubleheader rained out. That's okay. They were just in Minnesota this past weekend, which that's a beautiful ballpark. One of my favorites that I've been to. But yeah, I think they were in Los Angeles for that, because that game, which was originally in Dunedin, had gotten rained out. So they'd moved it over to Los Angeles. So you're right. 4 stadiums that's unprecedented. And like, it shows you the guts that this team has. And coming back to Toronto this week to an even larger crowd of 30,000, which I guarantee is going to be sold out all 3 games.
It's going to be insane.
It's that intangible aspect that is just going to be enormous for this team. And is like, that might prove the difference maker against a tough Yankees team.
For sure. And
no half games.
No.
I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this up, but congratulations to you. Your birthday, happy birthday. And you got a fancy jacket, by the way. But
happy birthday.
You went to this motherfucker's been to every Major League Baseball stadium in North America, correct?
All 30 teams, I've been to their home ballpark. There's a couple of them that they've had new stadiums built recently. So I haven't been to the new Mets Shea Stadium. I went to Shea Stadium, yes, in 2007, I believe it was their last season. And then I haven't been to Citi Field yet, and I also haven't been to the Texas Rangers' new ballpark, which looks like a tuna can. But I was at the old ballpark.
It's weird. I was there when I first started this tour on my bus, which I'm currently sitting on. I went to the first. I get to the home opener. I asked for press credentials. I didn't get it, but game 3 of the series, and guess who was there? The Toronto Blue Jays. So I saw the Blue Jays play in the season home opener at Texas Stadium, and it's a weird setup. It's fancy, it's nice, but I don't like when you're sitting there. It seems weird. Sitting and so that's really cool though that you've been to all those ballparks. It's got to be a pretty cool experience to see all of them, dude. Like, wow. For sure. I mean, it's parallel in a way that you're seeing the States by driving through it. With me going to all these different ballparks, I've gone to visit a chunk of the large cities, and it's really like I love traveling, and especially the United States, just from all these experiences I've had. And it really just shows you how different these places are and all the different people you meet, and not just the cities themselves, but even more like smaller than that. Like, just every ballpark is different, and all the food they have is different, and the transit is just like, it's just so cool to see all those different things. And yeah, I'm really fortunate I've been able to go to all 30. And every stadium. That's are you a fan by any chance of baseball, Nick? I couldn't tell if you were a fan of baseball. Is that what it is, or is it's a passing fan?
Yeah, in the summer I say I'm a good fan. When the Habs are playing and the Raptors and the Packers in the winter, I put more attention towards them. But in the summer I'm all baseball, and I love the Blue Jays, but I'm a big I'd say I'm more of a baseball fan than a Blue Jays fan, just the sense that I love the game, and I love
that's a great way to be, though. That's a great way to be, because then you're never really disappointed, are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Not 100% anyway.
Those last couple of years, 2018, 19, when the Jays kind of fell off from their postseason runs, I'd be able to turn my attention to some other teams and go see some different ballparks. So yeah, it definitely does take the attention away from when they're playing not so well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So your friend Ethan asked, do you think the team would have been in a better spot had they played in Toronto all year? And I think it almost like, I'm not answering this, but I think what I'll throw in is what we just talked about was, I think that how they played in 3 different stadiums as the majority, and then the one weird home game, but that almost made them who they are. No. And so I don't know, like, what do you think? Do you think they would have been a better team had they played in Toronto all season, or do you think that being this kind of mishmash that they've had for 2 years, dude, I think it's really brought the team together. Am I wrong?
It's interesting because you could argue for both sides, because while it has been tough in terms of travel, like just from having to move 3 different times, that certainly will take a toll on a team, and these players not knowing when they're going to see their families next and where they're even going to be in 2-3 weeks from then on. So I think that it probably might have cost them in the win column, just from having to move left and right throughout the season. But at the same time, I think it's given them a bit of this chip on their shoulder that, through all this adversity that they've fought through, and they're still playing well. And now that they're finally back at their home that they missed so much, I think that it kind of gave them this chip, as I said, that like this team is gutty, and they've gone through shit that makes them ready to win big ball games and come up in crucial moments. And I think now that they appreciate having a home crowd even more, that they had to play in Dunedin, which was full of old people that were fans of every other team, and then they had to go to Buffalo and they had a bunch of Yankees and Red Sox fans there. Like that's not home for them. So being back in Toronto is enormous for them, and that's why I think that they expanded.
And the Jays have great fans, Nick?
Huge.
The Jays have great homes.
I've traveled to every park, and there's been some really loyal fan bases, but I think the Jays is one of the strongest. As Ryan mentioned, that coast to coast aspect where you have fans from all the way out west to the Maritimes, it's pretty huge in terms of the support, and I think that they know that. And I was at all those playoff games in 2015 and 16, including the bat flip game in 15, and then the Edwin Walcott wildcard game 2016, and those atmospheres were just electric. I don't think there's any game that I could compare to those games in terms of just how electric the crowd was and how the atmosphere was just unreal. And so I think that the Jays fans are ready for this big series, and they're going to be ready to cheer their hearts out for these guys.
You bet. So we got Ryu tomorrow. Who do we got game 2 and 3 real quick before I let you go?
Jose Barrios coming up on Wednesday. That's against Garrett Cole. If you any game to watch, if you haven't been to watch a single Jays game this year, that's the game you watch. Wednesday, Barrios against Cole. The Jays hopefully have already won Tuesday's game, so this will be these teams will be tied. Huge pitching matchup, and hopefully the Jays can get another win. And then Thursday will be Robbie Ray for the Jays, Cy Young winner in my opinion. And I can't state how enormous the series is going to be for these Blue Jays, and we'll see if that'll lead them to a playoff push.
They must be stoked. And listen, if we get there to the postseason with that team and that camaraderie, I see nothing but World Series in our future. If we get there, we get past Tampa, and then we're off to the races. And I think we'll see the World Series. It's going to be fun, eh, bro? These next 6 games are going to be off the charts.
I cannot wait. I got tickets to tomorrow's game and Wednesday, so I'll be there at both of them. I'll be wearing my home run jacket, so Brad, keep an eye out for me there.
Yes,
I'll be wearing my home run jacket. So every time the Jays hit a home run, I'll be standing up, putting it on. Hopefully, get a little celebration. But
fantastic.
Yeah, I had to get tickets to these games because there's no chance in hell I'm going to miss these guys in the biggest games they played since 2016, and I just want to be a part of that loud atmosphere and do my part to help these guys get fired up and amped and hit some balls into the seats and hopefully see some big wins.
Let's go get it. 6 games to go. Boy, oh boy, it starts tomorrow night. 7:05, I think, is the first pitch. Ryu against the Yankees. Let's go, Nick. I can't thank you enough for joining me on Bondzee Live on Trippin' with Bondzee on YouTube and the Dean Blundell Network, which you're a big part of. We love you there. And it's been a pleasure. So let's go, Blue Jays.
Don't let him go yet. Don't let him go yet. I was going to say, A, happy birthday, Nick, and B, I'm a very passive baseball guy. I'll watch highlights, I'll everything else. If there's one person that I actually get pumped about with baseball is listening to Nick. So if you're like me and you're just kind of a passive person and you want to get some details, tune into whatever Nick's doing, because it's electric and it's like a magnetic, like the stats that roll off his tongue, and just it's perfect. It's like, wow, you get drawn right into it. Even though as many times as he'll explain the half game Yankee bullshit to me, I still won't get it. That's the one thing that won't sink in, but everything else that Nick says is on point when it comes to baseball. It's fantastic. So thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate that. As a passive fan, it's very appreciated.
You bet.
Well,
you bet.
Thank you, Ryan. I try to provide some coverage that not only will cater to passive fans like you or people who maybe they haven't tuned into a game all season, but if I can kind of keep them informed with what's going on with the Jays, and I want to do that. But also, I do like to dig deep and get into stats. And
you do the post-mortem like nobody else. You're like the coroner after a game that shows up and just does the post-mortem on everything that went well and everything that went wrong, and it's fantastic. It's great.
Thank you.
Listen,
I've
Nick,
also been.
We can't fix stupid with Locke and Ryan. They just don't. They just don't get that game. And we'll sit here and talk till they're blue in the face. They just don't get it. So,
yep.
Sorry.
Nope. Nope.
I mean, you know what? Nope. Baseball's a complicated sport. Locke said he watches hockey, so I can see how the half games makes it difficult for him.
Shots fired.
Just number. It's just who has more points than the other one. But I have been very fortunate to go to a lot of great games this year, which has elicited a lot of big reactions from me, which I've posted on my Twitter. And I've been some of the best games they've had all season. The Jays are 6-1 in games I've been to this year, including that Oakland Athletics game where they were down, 8-2, and then they tied it up 8-8, and they were down 10-8, and then they won 11-8 with a walk-off home run and extras.
Yeah, that was
I've been so lucky to be these great games, and then since I'm gonna be there Tuesday, Wednesday, I hope I can bring my good juju with me. And
that's
it.
Yeah,
bro, bring it.
That's
bring
it.
It hard. All right, folks, that's it. That's Nick. Our boy is Blue Jays guru. Follow him on Twitter, and go Jays go. Can't thank you enough for joining me, folks. We also have Ryan Lindley. You were a pleasure tonight. You and your lovely wife Ashley. Can't thank you enough for being a big part.
I don't know where she went.
Yeah, I don't know either. She
got sick of the
disappeared.
baseball talk.
She was having issues with her audio, and then there she is.
I'm alive.
Hi, Miss Lindley.
I learned some stuff.
Oh, there you go. And our boy Nick is very good at that. So listen, everybody, the Jays need everybody this weekend. This week, go watch them. 6 games left, and
100%
the Jays can do it. Thanks again, Ashley, for joining me. Ryan, you guys are a pleasure. Go check them out on the Sheeple Shepherd podcast.
You got it.
On the Dean Blondell Network. Nicholas Reed, you can go check him out at the same place as well. Can't thank you all enough for being part of Bondzee Live tonight on Trippin' with
Finger
Bondzee
Guns.
YouTube and the Dean Blondell Network.
Sure.
And go Jays. Yeah, they love it, and I love them. Hopefully, Lord is real quick, Nick, before we go. Little finger injury. It's not too devastating, right? From what I understand.
No, I don't think so. I think it was kind of maybe a bit of sabotage from Brandon Grichuk stepping on his hand because with Gurriel's out of the lineup, that gives Grichuk some more at bats. But no, I think he should be back tomorrow.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty minor injury, and get his bat in the lineup, and we'll have the offense roll, and that's exactly what we need.
I only have finger guns too hard.
No, I only have one. I only have one digit that I had in my butt. It's doing fine now. Everything's good. So.
Nick,
both hands.
You make baseball so much more interesting for us on the West Coast. We have the Canadians here, the Vancouver Canadians, but you make baseball that much more interesting for the rest of us on the West Coast who don't have Major League Baseball. Yeah, love what you do.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. You guys have all been a great help on the podcast tonight. Can't thank you enough for joining me.
Is this a record?
That's it.
Is this a record here, Bonds?
What are we at? We're at
138.
No, I've been known to go on some drunk rampages sometimes. I've been over 2 hours. But
I was trying to outdo Wade. I was hoping Wade was going to pass out on the keyboard.
Well, it's funny. I had a meeting with my manager the other day, and he said, "Bondzee, trying to keep the shows to about an hour, please." I said, "Yeah, no problem. I'll do that."
Well, this is 2.
I'm sitting here,
this is
my
just 2.
bladder's about to burst, and we're pushing close to 2. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I thought it was a great show, super smooth, and great content and guests. You guys have been great. Thanks,
absolutely.
Nick. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks to his lovely wife, Ashley, as well. You guys have been fantastic. That's it. That's all. I really gotta go pee-pees really, really, really soon. Now. I'm trying to get. I can't scroll. There we go. Okay, folks, that's it. That's all. What else? Oh, Shakespeare's Fine Dining. I'd be remiss if I didn't give them a shout out. Go check them out. They are the best. The steak and seafood is to die for. It's the best Caesar salad I've ever had. Shrimp cocktail, scallops. It's all the best. The best service, the best food. Go check them out in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. It's Bondzee Live and Trippin' with Bondzee on the on my YouTube channel and the Dean Blundell Network. Don't forget www.trippinwithbondzee's website is up and live. Go check it out and pick out your favorite swag. I got some stuff you can mark it down. I want that. I want that. I want that. As soon as it goes live in a few days. Okay. Thank you. Love you. You guys are the best. Happy Monday. I'll see you Wednesday. It's Trippin' with Bondzee Live on Trippin' with Bondzee on the Dean Blundell Network. Ciao.
Bondzee Live. Bondzee on YouTube.